Now, I want you to look at this comment, right? Somebody had posted this comment. They said that, you know, when he came out, you know, he kind of just, the atmosphere was very uncomfortable. Now, here's the thing. My church will tell you, I love Kirk Franklin, old Kirk Franklin. We play him almost every Sunday. Like when, you know, the service is getting started, his old music was anointed. I mean, it was special. He definitely was like, he was that guy. But here's my issue that I have with the church. Just because you're that guy, or just because you've got a lot of fame, just because you've been like, you know, a staple in Christianity for a long time, that doesn't mean that what you're doing in this moment is acceptable. And then people get upset, they get frustrated, right? You know, when you speak out and you say something, and the reality is, you know, you see it from my perspective when you've been doing it for so long. I've been in church for 30 years and I've got this platform. You notice how people are friends of this one and friends of that one. And so even if somebody's doing something wrong, when you have enough fame, when you have enough influence in Christianity, it's like you're not allowed to say anything. So he probably has a lot of men of God, right, that have equal, you know, platform and status like him, but they're not going to say nothing to him. And then anybody who says anything, like me making this video, right, oh, well, then they do the gatekeeper thing, and, you know, we're going to keep this guy out because he's running around, you know, he's talking about Michael Todd spitting in this guy's eye. He's talking about the Easter performance that Michael Todd had. He's talking about Kirk Franklin, you know, dancing like this, cussing his son out. He's talking about he's having dreams that Maverick City are drinking and getting high. And even when it gets confirmed, right, I'm the bad guy. Like, I'm not saying that these people are not saved. What I'm saying is this behavior is wrong, and it's dangerous because we're fighting this thing. It's like a Hollywood watered down Christianity. I've been saying it for years, and the Bible warns about it. You have a form of godliness, but deny the power thereof. So people are claiming to be Christian with their mouth, right? They say it with their mouth, but their hearts are far from them. They're living just like the world. And we see this so many times with people with influence, right? They start working with these worldly artists. They start befriending these people in the world, and they say, well, you know, you guys are just being religious. I'm trying to win them over. But more often than not, we see the Christian become more worldly. We see the Christians start acting kind of in ways that are real suspect, as opposed to these people getting saved. Like, think about all of the artists that were worldly, that Christian artists work with. How many of them actually got saved? How many of them actually got transformed? And then what happens is, because you have this gummy bear Christianity, this watered down version of Christianity, people like Justin Bieber and Kanye West, they come into the church. People don't care about their theology. They don't care how they're living because they have so much influence and so much fame. Yes, we'll bring you on the stage. We'll let you lead worship. We won't hold you accountable for your behavior or actions. And that's why you see no life change. Nothing changes, right? They stay the same. Gummy bear Christianity. And so then when you have these people out there doing these kind of things, you got baby Christians and they're saying, oh, well, I could do that. I can drink. I can smoke. I can live like the world. I can act like the world. I can listen to secular music. And then from a pastor's heart, you understand that people are at different levels, right? Everything that somebody else is doing is not good for this individual. But when they look up to their stars of Christianity, their heroes of Christianity, and they see this kind of stuff, then somebody like me, when I'm saying, hey, you got to live holy, you got to live set apart, right? I sound crazy. Well, why would I want that kind of Christianity when all these, you know, mega churches and people are telling me I could still do my thing. I could still go to the club. I could still act like this, move like this. Why would I listen to Marcus Rogers? He's just religious. And here's the crazy thing. People get upset with me because I believe in having fun. We be turned up in our church, but I believe there's a line, you know? And so I try to do the best that I can to base it off of the word of God. For example, modesty. Hey, we dance in our church. We turn up. But, hey, you know, ladies, be careful, right? We're not going to be shaking and jiggling everything everywhere. We're not going to be dressing any old type of way. I believe in having fun. We don't try to be religious, but I believe there must be a line, right? You don't want to be all the way over to the right where you're just so religious and so uptight and there's so many rules that it's like Christianity is just this miserable thing. But you don't want to be all the way to the left where it's just loosey liberal, anything goes, right? We don't respect the house of God. We're just completely just moving like the world. Now, so here's where it gets tricky. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, right? What might be right for Marcus Rogers Church might not be right for yours. But also at the same time, it's like some things are clearly just wrong, right? So we can't, I feel like this particular video is a perfect example of that. A couple months ago when Chandler Moore had his wife bent over, you know, on IG, I just think that you've crossed the line at that point. So, like with everything that I say, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Just know that you're going to have to stand before God. There's going to be nobody else but you and God, right? You ain't going to be able to say, well, Marcus told me this, and Kirk Franklin did this, and Maverick City did this. It's going to be you and God. And this is why he's going to tell many people, depart from me, I never knew you. You was doing what everybody else told you to do. You was following the crowd. But you better work out your salvation with fear. Listen to that. Fear and trembling. It's nothing to play with. Don't be just playing around with God. Don't just assume because other people do it, it's okay. Seek God for yourself.